She wakes up from her nap one day, and she's...
Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my best friend and my best friend's mom. So we've got Kaelan and Connie.
Hi. Yay!
Anyway, so today we were going to do a mukbang, but then we decided that we don't really have food in the fridge. Really.
We do.
We do.
Well, we do,
it's
but it's
so
a
random.
really...
pickles and juice and things.
It's like, yes, let's have some tortilla chips with some pickles and peanut butter. Like,
and
let's
some
not.
raspberry sorbet.
Yeah.
So we decided that maybe we just, well, they have a lot of ghost experience. You've raised in a haunted house, right?
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I was raised in a haunted house. I mean, I don't think you were, like, you weren't raised in a haunted house. You just moved into the one and had me.
I had experiences before. They were in the house across the street.
One of the first things we bonded over was that we liked ghosts. And to be fair, in my first year of university, one of our friends was very much like she didn't know how she felt about ghosts, and she asked if anybody had any stories, and I was like, oh, do I have any stories? Let's go. And I started telling her, and Michelle was like, oh, okay, like, we can talk about ghosts and stuff, and it just became a thing.
And then we realized how, like, well, we got along just over that.
Like, yeah. Like, even now, like, we'll drive past places and be like, ooh,
I would love
okay.
to go in there.
Well, Michelle will be like, I'd love to go in there, and I'm like,
no.
You'll get arrested.
Yeah.
No.
You'll get arrested, you'll have something stuck to you for the rest of your life, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we bought this house, and I knew the people that used to live in it, and the one lady had died in it, and I was aware of that, and I was okay with it. That's okay. I had had enough experiences that Joan was not a threat to me. Anyways.
That's the mother of the man who built our house, just so everybody knows.
So when we first got there, everything was really quite quiet. I was quite pregnant with you. About a year after we'd lived there, so you were born and I was going back to work. Mm-hmm. So a year and a half. And I had called one of my friends and said, I'm getting ready for work, and we were just sort of gabbing back and forth. And I said to her, oh, it must be really windy out, because the ceiling fan down at the other end of the bedroom had started to spin, and it had been broken since we moved in. And I thought, I'm pretty sure that didn't get fixed. But anyways, I flipped the switch, and it still keeps going, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's the wind. So I said to my friend, it must be really windy outside, because the ceiling fan is spinning, and it's still not fixed. And as I said that, it stopped dead and went in the other direction. And I went, okay, Jane, I'm going to go to work. I'll meet you there. And she went, are you okay? And I said, no, not really. I'll see you there.
Me right now. No.
So, yeah. I mean, you guys had already gone to Grandma Audrey's for the day. I was going to work, so you were going there until your dad picked you up. So you guys weren't in the house, but it was just enough to make me go, okay, I can't process this right now, and I got to go to work, so let's just go now so I can think about it on the way. So little things happened in between there and there. You sort of rationalize things, and from the time that you were about 3-4 months old, whenever I started putting you in your crib to sleep at night, after because you were with me in the bedroom for a long time, you would wake up crying, and I never figured it out until after that happened. And then because it was always the same time, you would wake up crying, and I would go in, and the light in her closet would be on, and I would think, why can't he turn that light off? I would think that her dad had been in there, turned the light on, and that's what was disturbing her. Never, until this happened, never in a million years did it dawn on me. And then after that, I was like, okay, because it still continued to happen, and I'm like, okay, this should stop. Got to stop. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She can believe it.
Okay, alright, I'll just leave it.
Anyway.
I'm not being honest.
Yeah. Anyways, so I said to myself, what is happening here? So I went in your bedroom, and of course you're crying, And I'm like, what? I get it. Okay, so I picked you up, and I thought, no, I'm taking you in my room. So you came in my room, and you slept in the bed with me that night. You slept fine, never woke up. And that was what was weird, because it's like you slept through the night before this, and now all of a sudden, when you're like 4 months old on, like what is going on? So now that this other thing has happened, now I'm starting to piece stuff together, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find out some information. So I saw Charlie Young, and I said to Charlie,
who is the guy who built the house?
Yeah, I said, where was Joan's bedroom? And he told me the small room by the stairs, and I went, okay. So I thought, well, how are we going to do this? So I went in, again, same thing happened a couple of nights, and by like the third or fourth night, I was like, okay, frustration. So I just hollered, okay, this needs to stop. And for like 4 days, it stopped. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. So I got my grandfather's crucifix and put it on your ceiling fan light and left it there. And it stayed there for years until your...
I was
till
like 8 or 9.
Yeah, till we were going to remodel that. That was after Steve came. So
no, then I would have been
10
or 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it came down long enough for us to paint the room and do that stuff and put stuff up.
I didn't put it back up.
Yeah.
And that's where the other story later comes in.
That's where the other bit goes.
But
it was still in the room.
No.
It was still in the room because it was on your closet for a while. It went missing after that.
No, it didn't go missing. That wasn't the problem. I took it down.
Okay. Anyways,
I thought you were going to tell the story about me and the dream with...
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So, things calm down.
Sorry, there's just a spider just casually creeping up into the rafters.
Then. You just stay up there.
You can just stay,
It's Charlotte. We'll
Yeah.
just think it's Charlotte. It's okay.
No, sorry.
We'll kill it before
Michelle
we go to
hates
bed. It's all right.
spiders.
That's
This
our
is
honest
getting
guess.
closer.
It's not.
We're over here
Oh,
like
yes,
this
it
to
is.
ghosts, and
Okay.
Michelle's like,
Okay.
What better mood
Leave
to
it.
the story than
Okay.
like for me to
Leave
be
it
scared
be.
because there's a spider
Okay.
dropping on my head.
leave it be.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, so everything's
my
calm.
favorite story about
Everything
me
is
when I was young.
calm. And I figure I've got whatever this issue was when she's small. So she's like 3-4 years old. So my grandmother had passed away. And Grandma Hayes and Kay had this special little thing. So she was Grandma's girl. And she wakes up from her nap one day. And she's... Jesus, woman. Okay.
Balance.
I got
Crap
it.
out of me. You don't have to kill it. Just put it outside or something.
Ah!
Buddy, dude. Oh, right on my camera.
It's not on your camera. We're fine.
I was
no.
watching him, and then I finally looked away, and as I look away, I see it fall. I'm like, all right, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
You're telling the ghost story. I'm scaring
Take
everyone.
2. Yeah. So she gets up from her nap and she comes out and she says, "Mummy," and I said, "Yes," and she said, "Grandma Hayes came and see me."
You're fine.
And I
No
said-
spider. You're good.
And I said, "Grandma Hayes?" And she said, "Yes. Grandma Hayes came to see me, and she said she loved me." And I said, "Well, of course she loves you. She's always going to love you." And then Kate said something that sort of put me back on my haunches for a second, and I didn't know quite what to say. Because she said...
Sorry, I have cobwebs
The-
just off my hand right now.
The man with the paintbrushes was with her, and he said to tell you that he misses you and that he loves you. And I was like, "Want to go to Nan's?" Because I had been telling my mom what had been happening with the house, and with her in particular. Chris swears
Never
nothing.
had nothing.
Nothing. But, so I was like, okay. So I put her in the car, and I take her to my mom's, and I'm in tears all the way to my mom's. And I get a hold of myself, take her out of her car seat, take her in the house, put her down, and I'm like, "Mom, we're here for a visit." And she's like, "Oh, that's wonderful." And Kay goes running out, and I said, "Tell Nan what happened to you today." And she said, "Oh, Kay, what happened to you?" And she says, Grandma Hayes came to see me. And of course, my mom's mom. So she tears up and she said, oh, that's wonderful, honey. Did you have a nap? And she said, yes. And she said, and the man with the paintbrushes came too, and he said to tell everybody that he misses and loves them. And my mom looked at me, and she was as white as a sheet. And I said, I told you. And she said, yeah, but that could be anybody. Because she's a very crafty child. She is always painting
Right.
and whatever. And that was like from the time she could hold one. And I said, okay, well, I said, go and get the picture. I said, let's just,
Test her.
I said, I haven't done this yet, but I knew that she had the picture. She had a wall of pictures going down the stairs. And all the time, she would show the kids who was who all the way down. My mom came from a family of 16 children. Yeah, a lot of kids.
Busy.
Yeah. I told my grandmother one time she was either crazy or totally insane. And I said she was a saint or totally insane.
Yeah.
She said I was out of my mind. Anyways, so my mom goes and gets the picture of the entire family. And I said, get the one at Grandpa's funeral. Because it's got everybody. So she got that one, and she comes out, she sits down, she puts Kate up on her lap again, and she shows Kate the picture, and she said, do you see the man? And she went, yep, right there. And she pointed to my Uncle Terry, who had died the year before, who was one of my grandma's favorites.
And a
He
painter.
he lived out west. He wanted to give me his painting business just before he died, and I wouldn't take it. Because I lived in Ontario. I didn't
Right.
want to move my family out there.
Thank you for not telling
Yeah.
them at Kaelan.
I did not know at the time that I was pregnant for her.
Right.
But shortly after we came home, I found out I was pregnant for her. Chris was just a little wee fart.
Yeah.
Anyways, make a long story short, she says, who is that man? So we start to tell her, and she said, where is he? I want to see him. And I'm like,
How do I
okay,
explain?
Mom, there's yours.
Yeah.
And she's like, she looked at me and she went, I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
her. And Kay's sort of looking at both of us going like, where is he? And I said, he's in heaven with Grandma.
Yeah.
And she went, okay. And then off she went.
Okay.
But it was just, she thought about it for a second, and she thought, well, Grandma's in heaven, so they must have just come to see me.
Yeah.
So, like,
Like a visitation
I was
from...
3, right?
The entire thing with her has always been like it was with me. I was very young, my first experiences as well. And it just became one of those, oh, well,
Okay.
off we go. And she would just toddle off and do whatever. I knew that she was seeing something.
right.
And
Well, and if I was lying, I could only
stuff.
lie for so long before my
Exactly.
brain was like,
And it
I don't know.
It happened the entire time she was growing up. So she would always have experiences. As she got older, she would share even more. But we'll get into that. So my mom sort of became this person who...
Her spiritually aware granddaughter, yeah.
Her spiritually aware granddaughter
Yeah.
taught her that she didn't have to worry at all, because there's definitely... I don't know
There's
what's
something.
after this life, but there's something.
Oh, yeah, there's kids.
Because she made sure to come back to tell Kay that she loved her.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And she brought people and said that, you know, almost like I don't know exactly what she drank.
Right.
She just said that this is what happened.
Right.
And like you said, she was 3. I mean, I don't welcome death. Don't worry. I plan on living as long as my grandmother did, 93. My grandmother and my grandfather both lived to 93. I'm looking forward to that. They tell me my lifeline goes right off my hand.
No, mine doesn't.
Which one's your life? Which
This
one's your
one.
lifeline?
This one. Mine goes right down here. So
Oh,
I'm
wait, no, mine
way
does.
down here. This one. Yeah, yours is down here too. You're good.
Still,
Yeah,
mine's here.
Yeah,
So we're all going to be old and...
yeah,
ugly
we're all
again.
going to be old.
Listen, if we
Anyways.
aren't bullying each other in a nursing home, like, are we really best friends?
We'll have to find out.
That's the positive stories. But I did have
Yeah.
a friend, I told 2 of my friends at work, one of which is highly sensitive. She had always said she was a psychic. She asked if she could come to the house. And she came to the house, and she got partway up the walkway, and she went, okay, right? And I went, okay.
Right.
And she said, okay, I'm not going in, but I will tell you what you need to do. And I was like, that's not what I hear.
Yay! Ghosts!
Woo.
Or,
so
well,
she
spirits.
she said, it's not just one or two. She said, you've got multiple. So she said, what you need to do to keep more coming in the house, you need to salt your doorways. You need to smudge your house. We always had bumps and knocks and groans, and things would move around that didn't normally in other people's homes move around. But other than that, like, we lived fairly harmoniously for most of the time. We had a couple of...
Well, most of the ghosts were chill. And
Yeah.
then there was, like, what might be two, but what I think is one, that was bad news.
Chip coffee.
Me too.
You know who Chip Coffee
I
is?
didn't want to. It wasn't really my choice,
Yeah,
but I
no.
did see Annabelle the other day. And after I watched that movie, I was home. I literally walked in the house, and the light blew.
You guys were asleep, and the door slammed shut.
Because the big one happened, like, for years, and it, like, I have a lot of trauma based off of it. Well, we'd have knocking, or cupboards would be pulled open, or locked doors would be pulled open, windows would be slit open, you'd close something and walk away for 5 minutes and come back and it would be open
You
again.
are going to die.